Hey everybody, it's the Wyco Nomad with Wyco Resiliency. And as always, what are we drinking tonight? Nothing too special. We are drinking iced tea with a little cat head ice cube. Beware of the cat. With, yes, straw and all, glass straw and all. Not too sure about the glass straw thing. But there we go. Busy day. So a little late getting videos out this week, and I do apologize. I have been rearranging offices and stuff and doing training for individuals. We have some individuals now trained in TCCC, which is good, but that's something totally different. So I'm not going to worry about that discussion here. But we are going to talk about medical tonight. And one of the things, let me turn down this blues a little bit. Ooh, risque picture. AI background to some blues. Oh, wow, where do we start? Okay, first aid. So we all know that the beginning point of first aid is understanding the March algorithm with TCCC, stop the bleed. We need to be able to plug holes. Stop, you have two garden hoses the size of your thumbs, that's your femoral arteries. Not going to go into a big, huge diatribe on all the explanation. If you look into some of the other playlists and some of that, you will find that information there. But once you have that individual stabilized at the scene, you got that TQ on, it's nice and tight, the bleed has stopped. Now a person has to be elevated to a higher level of care. And as we were talking about this, it's like, well, what's going to happen? Well, you have a TQ on, you're going to elevated care. They have to repair that damaged artery. They're probably going to have to stitch it. Stitching, yes, there are special stitches that go into arteries and stuff. Cauterize, it depends on the wound. Well, what about if the shit hits the fan? You better have people that know what the hell they're doing if they're going to get in there and stitch that up. My wife's solution was like, well, you'd have to amputate the leg and just cauterize everything to stop the bleed. Maybe. There are so many different levels there, and that's when we have to start moving into anatomy and physiology. What is your level of knowledge when it comes to doing something like that? And that leads into, once the person's taken care of, the actual topic, aftercare. So how much gauze do you need? How much gauze do you have? I got a little box of gauze. Cool. Not enough. Definitely not enough. Oh, I got a couple rolls. Okay, not enough. My biggest example of how much gauze someone would need aftercare. Have you known anybody that's ever had a cyst removed? Where they had to go in, cut open, drain it, get all that nasty Instagram pimple popper shit. Look at this pimple. That's not a pimple. That's a cyst. Stop popping yourself. Go to a hospital. Yeah, some of that stuff pops up on my Instagram and I'm like, ah. So, nasty stuff. But guess what? You got to drain that. And then people sitting there with, watching one guy's just got done changing the oil of a 10-year-old truck and it's just gross. And he's all like, look at this, and just green and black ooze, just like, look, that's not a pimple. That's not a zit. That is that is a cyst, and that's infection. And you're sitting there with your greasy, no gloves, great. Gloves, sanitary, hygienic Come on, guys. I know how badass you are, but you know what? You're gonna be taken out by a frickin' germ. Wear some gloves, okay? Non-latex, because some people are allergic to latex. Get the nitrate gloves. Buy a box or two on Bezos's 5th yacht. They got a ton of them. And yes, 99% of them, if not 100% of them, do come from China. Have cleaning solutions. And with cleaning solutions, do all y'all know how to make saline at home? Well, I got a bottle or two. Yep, I got about 10 bottles of saline. You know how to make saline at home? That might be a topic we might do. We might do a video on making saline. Can't just use just plain water. Okay. Do you know how to make distilled water? Get all minerals and shit out of it. Yeah. Might be a skill that one should learn. So, I have a little air humidifier thing. I use distilled water in it, so yeah, humidifier. So, how much gauze? You cut that open and you drain that. You drain it. All that up comes out. Now you got a hole in someone's body that's the size of a softball and it's 4 inches deep. Oh, just stitch it up. Really? That has to heal from the inside out for proper healing. You have to wound pack. How much gauze it takes to wound pack? A lot. So you sit there and you're packing that wound, Yep, put a bandage over it. How long do you leave those bandages in? Oh, we just have the one set of gauzes. We're just going to put those in, seal it up, and yep, and your patient just died of an infection. You're going to change those gauzes, words. You're going to remove that gauze probably for the first few days, once every 4 hours. Yeah, this is just going off the top of my head. Here's a book. We're going to lean over. Let's grab a book. I betcha this book, I almost guarantee you this book has the timetables of when you change out wounds. If you don't know, talk to your doctor. Say, hey doc, if I had this, how often should I change this? You could probably use the largest search engine known to man, Google, or the second largest search engine known to man, YouTube, which is owned by the first, to find that out. How often do you have to change? Probably every 4 hours for at least the first few days. And then after that, it'll be once a day. And then after that, might be once a week. But the point is, it has to heal from the inside out for proper healing. If you immediately stitch that, you're going to close that top wound, and all that open stuff is going to be open underneath, and that's where infection and stuff can brew. You don't want that. Now you have another dead patient. You need gauze. You need truckloads of gauze, especially if you're planning on having your own field hospital. You planning on having a field hospital, or are you just going to use your IFAK and say, yep, we're good. I spent my $30 on a Chinese-made IFAK with my $5 tourniquet. But check out my $1,500 AR and check out my $800 backpack. Yeah, a lot of you want to spend all this money on stuff that really doesn't matter. Yes, I get it. We do want our security. And security is important. But, oh, I gotta have a suppressor. Really? Planning on getting in a lot of gunfights? Planning on sneaking around doing CQB? Uh-huh. You tier 1? You an operator? And also read that little, that awesome little ATF form that you signed out. You just gave them permission to enter your home without a warrant at any time that they're choosing. No, thank you. I have no plans to do anything where I need to have a suppressor. Now, they get rid of that tax thing where I can just buy one at the store. Maybe a different story. And especially if they come down in price, I ain't paying that type of money. I'd rather save that type of money and put it into, I don't know, medical. Because guess what? People get sick, people get burned, people get cut, people get in a car accident, people have chainsaw accidents. We're not even talking about if the shit hits the fan and you're being a dumbass and getting into firefights. People fall. Disaster zone. Okay, you got a real shit hits the fan, disaster. You're operating a chainsaw. I have seen at least 2 accidents with chainsaws. My father had a horrible accident with a chainsaw. He was up in a tree. The thing kicked back, tore up his arm, and he fell out. On top of that, he fell out of a tree and then landed on the chainsaw. Yes, my dad is still around. They had a plastic surgeon doing like donated time when that happened, and he went in and they worked on his elbow. This scarring that he has over his whole arm and everything where that chainsaw got him is almost non-existent. Had that one plastic surgeon not been there to do that work, that he'd probably just have massive scarring. But yeah, chainsaw accident. He was doing everything right. Boom, still got him. So that also goes to safety equipment, guys. Be aware, have your safety gear, have your protective equipment. But your first aid kits, stock up on your gauze, stock up on your antibiotics, your medicine. And you know, I could do the cheap plug and all that. We're going to save that for the end of the show from now on. That's up to you if you want to stick by. Totally new structure on the pimping of stuff. But with that, a quick thank you. Those of you that have been purchasing coffee and the Jace cases, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Bless you. That's just, I'm humbled by that. And thank you so much. I mean, truly, I thank you. I can't say thank you enough. But they're there for a reason. They're not there to stroke my ego or anything. I believe in Jace case, plain and simple. I'm about ready to, mine should be shipping soon. I'll go through some of it because it's actually the year-long prescription, and y'all don't need to know what medicines this family takes, but we did that. And then also I'll go through my I'll do a special video of pimping my antibiotics kit. We'll save that for some other time. But don't just have an IFAK. Have long-term first aid. Have long aftercare. Have the stuff for aftercare, for cleaning wounds, repacking wounds, and caring for them. Especially if you're planning for when the shit hits the fan. And honestly, watching the news, well, I don't watch the news because they're not going to tell me what to think, but they are going to tell me what to think about. And sorry, it's the same bullshit. It is. Russia, Ukraine, Hamas, Israel, border wall, sleeper cells, tangerine tyrant versus potato. That's going back and forth. Yeah. Do I feel one is better than the other? Sure. Not really going to tell you which I think is better. Do I like either one? No. No, I don't. But 2 really old guys. Yeah. I'll stick to my local area. I'll stick to my Chamber of Commerce, my mayor, my sheriff. That's what affects me on a daily basis. What I do and what I say has no control over what they do in Washington. So, but we're not going to go down that diatribe. And that brings us down to, I'm going to a different direction. So we are done with this video tonight. For those of you that could care less about supporting the channel and helping out and stuff like that, as TJ says, beat feet skedaddle, vaya con Dios. Guys, if you're looking for great, fantastic coffee, Blackout Coffee Company, 20% off your entire order if you use the YCO20 code. If you need medications, antibiotics, not pet antibiotics, but actual antibiotics, Jace Medical with the Jace case, $10 off using the YCO10 code. If you have been moved by the movie Sound of Freedom, if you are disgusted by individuals that harm children and you want to do something instead of just being aware of it, if you actually want to be the hands and feet to actually do something to help make a difference, feel the need to share. Please share the word. Donate if you feel compelled to Caleb House with a K. It's in the description. Donate some money. They're doing some miraculous things. There's, in about maybe another 2 weeks, I'll give you an update on the progress of what's going on when I get information. Caleb House with a K. If you're moved, if you want to actually do something. If you want to donate to disaster relief, Grindstone Ministries. Their coffers are almost zero. They have no money. And they rely 100% on our donations. And that helps. And not only does that help Caleb House when you go through Grindstone Ministries, but it also helps disaster funds in the middle of a disaster. So if a tornado rips through Idabel, Oklahoma, and a single mom loses her home with her 2 children, and she has no way to help, guess who steps in and helps? Grindstone Ministries. Yeah. FEMA's walking around helping out the businesses and stuff. Grindstone's helping those that need the most help. They're not walking around Boca Raton, Florida going, oh, I'm sorry, Martha, but you lost your house. Here, let us help you. No, they're helping those that barely can make rent, barely can make a mortgage. One little hiccup, people like that are hurting. I'm one of them currently. I used to always say a joke. 4 hours away from being homeless. Essentially, if I miss 4 hours of work, I could be on the streets. Not that bad anymore, luckily now. And I am also, like I said, we're doing the whole cybersecurity things. With that, I am going to be doing another channel that's completely separate from preparedness. It is my journey from former multimedia college instructor in my journey towards cybersecurity. It's going to be showing me building my my new home lab, stuff like that, building up a media server so that my television can tap into all my digital movies, all my DVDs that I converted to digital, where they're all in one area on one server. I'm going to be building that up. I'm going to have stuff like that. So if you're interested in the tech stuff, I'll have that channel soon. I have a name for it, but I don't want to say it because it might not be available. But with that, thank you for sticking in with the show. Thank you for watching the whole channel. And with that, I am the YCO Nomad. Watch your 6. Shalom, y'all. Have a great week. Till next week. And yes, I am still working on the Disease X episode. I'm doing a lot of video production stuff with that. I want to bring something a little bit more fanciful. I'm out, y'all. Peace and love. Till next time.